Am I the asshole for refusing to let my half-brother use the land I inherited as a venue for his wedding? I am 36, got married in 2017. My wife and I are not rich. We couldn't afford a fancy wedding. My dad hosted my wedding at his house. Mom and dad got divorced. I lived with my stepdad and half-brother for years. We didn't invite a lot of people. Again, we couldn't afford huge menu and more chairs and tables. My mom insisted that I invite my stepdad and half-brother. And we did. Everyone was happy and excited for us except my stepdad and half-brother. My half-brother openly made comments about the table's chairs, made fun of my cheap suit, wife's wedding dress. Complained that the food was ordered from a shitty restaurant. While his dad was laughing out loud from behind. My in-laws were literally staring as he basically called my wedding a joke, not to mention trash-talking my dad and saying that he was living in filth and the backyard was in fact a dumpster. I was so mad. My wife looked so upset and we both were so embarrassed because he and his dad were both laughing and being rude. My mom did nothing. I tried to be civil, but at that point the wedding was already ruined. I cut contact with them both after they made my wedding a shitshow. Mom said I overreacted and defended them, saying they were probably drunk. My dad was hurt as they openly offended him and his house. Unfortunately, my dad passed away 1 year later. It was devastating. It was a lot for me to take. Neither my stepdad nor half-brother showed up to the funeral. I don't know why I'm not surprised. I inherited a piece of land from my dad that I put money on and made it a nice place for family get-together, dad's family to be specific. My half-brother is getting married soon. My mom showed him pictures of my land and he suggested using it as a venue for his wedding. My mom called and told me to visit. I went to see her and I saw my half-brother there along with stepdad. I was already leaving when he asked me to use the land I inherited from dad as a venue for his wedding. He went on about what decoration he was going to use. He said his fiancée saw the pictures and liked it a lot. I told them no. My mom told me to stop being rude and sit down and talk like an adult. I told them no. I won't be letting him use my property after what he did. My mom defended him, saying he didn't mean it and was just messing around. He ruined a once-in-a-lifetime event for me and didn't care. I still refused. I got into an argument with them and I left after I was called bitter. My mom never stopped texting telling me to help out my brother. She shamed me and called me selfish. She's now reaching out to my wife telling her to convince me to agree. I was surprised his aunts are wanting to talk to me about it as well. Not the asshole. Your stepdad is a bully who raised his son to behave the same way and your mother is an enabler. You have absolutely zero obligation here, no matter how many flying monkeys they send in. Not the asshole. You don't owe your brother anything, especially since you aren't close and he couldn't even attempt to show empathy for your loss or remorse for his hateful comments that clearly hurt you. Not the asshole. Your mom sucks. I'm sorry. Not the asshole. He hasn't even apologized for his comments. Not the asshole. Your mom is a piece of work though. She offered it to him and planted the seed. Check her on that shit. It's not her land and you don't have to do shit for your stepbrother. And he was an asshole at your wedding? Hell no. Not the asshole. That land is yours to do with as you wish. You don't owe your half-brother anything. He was incredibly rude to you, your wife, and your father on your wedding day. Tell them to take a hike. I hate to have to be the one to say it, but make sure they don't go ahead and use your property anyway. I would go so far as to let the police know that you have reason to believe that someone plans to use the land for illegal purposes, trespassing is illegal, on that date. Or have your dad's whole family already there for the week. Not the asshole, but protect yourself and your property from the people in this post who very much are assholes. Not sure why they thought you would let them use the property. Not even sure why you thought you could be the asshole here. You're not over it and don't even talk to them anymore. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. They played stupid games and won the stupid prize. I would send mother, stepfather and half-brother an email stating bluntly that half-brother will not be allowed to have his wedding on your property. Should he or stepfather go on your property, you will have them arrested for trespassing. You do not consider either of them to be a part of your family. Think about putting up cameras on your property that will alert you when anybody enters the property. If you have some type of cabin or house, install a ring camera on the front door and cameras around the building. I would put all of them on no contact. Talk to an attorney about sending them a cease and desist letter to them. They, and their agents, family members aka flying monkeys, are not to harass you or your wife. Not the asshole. Stick to your guns. Act like a jerk and pay the consequences. They torched their bridges with you and the consequences of that are on them, not you. Not the asshole. I'm sorry you lost your father heart. Not the asshole. You don't ask someone for a favor after being such a massive dick to them. That should be easy to understand, but apparently it isn't. Of course he didn't mean it. It's like someone came to another person's room, shat in the middle of it and then said, "Sorry, I didn't mean it. Sorry for foul language." And #X200B. They both ruined your and your wife's wedding day FFS. And #X200B. Not only that you should not let them use your land as a venue, but I would go and see with them, including your mother who is enabling this kind of behavior, for a long time. And #X200B. Not the asshole and stay your ground. Not the asshole. Your mom. Well, I don't know what to think about your mom. Let him have the wedding but invite the local scout troop for a mud fight on the day. Or turn it into a skunk sanctuary in the meantime. Not the asshole. Screw that rude sob and the high horse he rode in on. Not the asshole. He disrespected you with extra fries in front of your whole family on your wedding day and then has the gall to ask for favors? Also your mother might think she's keeping the peace. All she's doing is being a yes man, which is going to make it worse. Not the asshole. You have the right to refuse any requests to use your land. But apart from that, your stepbrother seems like a real self-entitled asshole and need to learn that no means no. Stand your ground. This is just them trying to take advantage. Not the asshole. You know what you should do on your land? A vow renewal ceremony with your wife. With nice decorations, a pretty dress and without your mum and steps. You can send them some pictures smile with horns. Not the asshole. Your mother is the worst of the lot, I'm sorry to say. She must be well aware of how they've treated you, in particular at your wedding. What I don't get is this isn't even, just, for lack of a better word, a stepbrother. This is your half-brother. Why does he treat you like a second-rate person? Like if he was a stepbrother and he and his dad just consider you an outsider in your own family, that's bad enough. The sheer audacity of this particular favor. I'd tell them to F off if they asked to borrow your car. But a wedding venue of all things. Not the asshole. Your land, your rules. Not the asshole. Your mom sure is for suggesting it, and so is the half-brother though. Not the asshole. What an awful half-brother you have. He and his father ruin your wedding and then expect you to help him out for his wedding? The audacity of some people. If you end up changing your mind, you should consider charging them to use though? If him and his wife like it that much. Not the asshole. Let's just stop right at you not having to offer up your land to people whom you have been in no contact with in years. Then add the insult to you, your dad, and your wife. Then just as a cherry on top add that no one has apologized or tried to make amends until they wanted to use you. Not the asshole. I think you need to send a note to the Brit's fiancé too to explain in your own words. I'm sorry to have disappointed you. At my wedding he insulted my dad, embarrassed my wife. My resounding memory from my own wedding was feeling shame and hurt. But more important than that, the use of my dad's land was a gift to me, and he was humiliated by your fiancé's words. I can't get over that. Not the asshole. It's your land and you can do what you want. And your half-brother needs to learn some consequences of his actions. Be careful, they might just show up and use it without any further discussion. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. If he thought the land was trashy for your wedding, then why would he want his wedding on the same land? It'd be funny though if he did have his wedding on you land and you made fun of him and embarrassed him during it. Ruin his special day for him too. Side note though, your wedding wasn't cheap. Weddings aren't about the decorations, they're about the love that you have with your partner. Your love isn't cheap. You and your wife did the best with the money you had. That's beautiful. Not the asshole. Don't do it. If you do let him use the land, I would be petty and mess up the landscaping the day before or last minute so he doesn't have a backup plan. NTA, remember to get the local farmer in to spread a good dose of slurry a few days before the intended date in case they try to use it anyway behind your back. Absolutely not the asshole. Your family sounds toxic and I would go back to no contact with all of them. Not the asshole. You don't owe the use of your house to anyone, especially an unapologetic jerk. Stay strong. Ha 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 ha. No. Not the asshole. No is a complete sentence. If they keep asking, what part of no do you not understand? The N or the O? Also, I would anticipate them trying to use it anyway. I would recommend calling the police on trespassers and littering. Not the asshole. After the insults, they have the audacity to ask? Hell no. Arrange a family picnic on the date as a memorial to your father. Invite all of his side of the family. Make it a weekend thing with all of the kids having a camp out overnight before. Not the asshole. You handled yourself better than I would had. I probably would have led them on for a bit and then shot it down. Not the asshole. I am sorry that your mom keeps taking their side. That makes her an even bigger asshole than they are in my opinion. If they keep pushing, you could always say that you will rent it to them for a ridiculously high price. That will likely get them to back off quicker than you just saying no. Lol. Charge him 20 grand to use it. Not the asshole. But you are a better person than me. I'd pretend to agree then back out last minute because I'm a boss. Not the asshole. Your mom is queen asshole for sure. They are Oz as well. I'd LC with your mom. Not the asshole. Since your mom seems to enjoy making excuses for people, she can do the same for you saying no. Better yet, tell her you were drunk so that makes it okay to say no to your half-brother. Your stepdad, half-brother and enabler of a mom have no right to disrespect you, your wife and father and then turn around and expect a favor from you. Not the asshole. Definitely have a vow renewal the same day as brother's wedding and have it on your land. I'm on your side here and I see it the way you do. Not the asshole. Absolutely no reason to be gracious or generous to these rude people. And then your mom says you are rude. Backwards. Not the asshole. I love the idea of having your own vow renewal on the land. Or you could charge them twice the wedding market rate for the venue. Just get paid up front. Want to use it as a venue? Charge them for it. Not the asshole. Your mom's refusal to let this go and respect your decision says a lot. She's just as bad as her husband and your stepbrother. I suggest limiting contact or cutting it off entirely from this point forward. It's clear she doesn't respect or value your opinion, and would rather disregard your feelings in favor of her other family. Not the asshole. But it might be worth having the police do a drive-by on the date of the wedding to make sure they don't use your property without your permission. Or you could have a family vacation there for the day. Or you could rent out the house to a bunch of nudists for the weekend as a true FU. Not the asshole. You'd be well ahead to let the local authorities know what's going on, also. That way if any one of them set foot on your property, they're to be arrested immediately. Don't let them browbeat you. You said no, that's the end of the discussion. Block everyone on your phone, email, social media, everything. Your wife, too. Full no contact. They have no regard for you at all. Time to return the favor. Not the asshole. I can't believe he would be so bold to even request it. People are insane. Not the asshole. Fuck those people. If you still manage an invite to wherever the wedding ends up, shit on everything.